Hi there. I'm going to show you a short demonstration on how to make one of these handy shopping bags out of a tea towel. I bought my tea towels from a local supermarket, and a very good friend of mine sat and unpicked all the seams for me because that's a job that I really don't like doing. And if you unpick the seams of your tea towel, you actually gain another inch in the size of your bag. Now these are really handy. They're washable, they fit in your pocket, fit in your handbag, and they actually hold quite a lot. Now I would say these are really handy bags for taking to the supermarket or whatever to go and do your shopping, but personally I think all the fabric that you could hold in there, absolutely tons. You can get at least 200 fat quarters in there and some other stuff. So it depends on what you want to put in your shopping bag, but that's what I suggest. Anyway, that's the bag that I'm going to show you how to make. So once you've unpicked your tea towel, you're going to lay it down flat, meet up your seams. It's not going to meet up perfectly because, you know, they're made quite cheaply, but it's an ish. Don't get hung up over making sure all your seams are matching up. So basically what you've done is you've folded it in half, and then you cut off 14 centimetres from the side. Move the actual main body of the bag away, and there's your two pieces there, because that 14 centimeters, sorry, the 14 centimeters you're going to cut in half so that you've got two 7 centimeter wide strips, and they are going to become your handles. And the way you do make the handles, you fold each strip in half, and then you fold it in half again, and then you will top stitch down the open side and then down the closed side. And here's one that I have already done. Okay, now these are really strong, so it doesn't matter how much fabric you're going to put in that bag, it's not going to break. Anyway, that's the handles. Put those to one side because we can forget about those till the end of the bag. You've got your fabric folded in half, and what we're going to do with this part is we're going to cut it. We're going to put our scissors in the bottom, and we're just going to snip so that we've now got two pieces. We've got the front and the back of the bag. Keeping your right sides together, down like that, you are then going to sew from the top down, across the bottom and up to the top, leaving obviously the open bit at the top because that's where you're going to be able to put all your fabric shopping. Okay, now once you've done that, what I suggest you do is you overlock it. If you haven't got an overlocker, just use a zigzag stitch. Okay, so here's one that I've already done. So this is the top of the bag. I have sewn my seam all the way around and zigzagged it so it doesn't fray. You can also do a French seam on these. That would be another demonstration if you're not sure what a French seam is. But like I said, if you haven't got an overlocker, just zigzag it, and it sort of neatens it up and makes it look a little bit more professional, and it gives it a lot more strength. So once you've done that, you've sort of got the main bag sort of put together. You are then going to cut your corners off. This is what makes it into a tote. Okay, so where you've got the bottom of your bag, you're going to cut off, as now I've cut a 2-inch square off there, off that side and off the other side. When you've done that, you're going to put your side seam to your bottom seam like so. Just put a pin in there and a pin in there, and you'll stitch across that. I'll quickly do that. And then I'm just going to overlock it. So take my pins out, trim off the little bits there. And my bag has now become a tote bag. Okay, so that's it inside out. Let me show you one that is the right way round. Okay, so you meet your side seam up with your bottom seam. Again, on the other side, side seam with the bottom seam. Okay, then you're going to turn over the top and give it a top seam. Because you've overlocked it, it's quite neat. But if you haven't got an overlocker, what you could do is turn it over twice. It's not necessary, but I just think it makes it look a lot neater if you haven't got an overlocker. Once you've done that, what you do is find the centre of your bag. I do it very technically. Fold it in half, do that, pop a pin in, like so. Hey presto, there's my centre. I measure probably about 2.5 inches from the centre, and I place my handles. This isn't the right handle for this bag, but I'll just show you on here for the demonstration. And then I place my handles on the top where I've marked it out. I place it on the top of the outside of the bag, and I stitch in a box around it and then across the middle, and that makes the handle incredibly strong. I don't know if you can see on the screen there, but there's my handles stitched on. So I've stitched across the top, down here, across here, and then gone across in the middle to give it extra strength. So it's about 2.5 inches, 3 inches from the centre. Now on these particular tea towels, there was a little bit going across the top and the corner. I think it's for hanging on little hooks and that. Well, I didn't want to waste that, so what I've done with mine is I've stitched it onto the centre between the handles on one side, and I've put a popper, a plastic popper, and then when you've got that plastic popper on, you can situate your bag on the table like so, fold it over, fold it up, and then you can see where that popper is going to be. So I just used one of the friction gel pens, and I marked on there, and I put the other side of the popper onto there, and there you have it. An amazing shopping bag made out of a tea towel. I think these cost me £2.99 for 3, and I've sold quite a few to raise money for charity, but I've kept a couple for myself because you can get so much fabric in it. Hope that was okay. Please don't hesitate to ask any questions if I've left anything out, and yeah, good luck.